Welcome back, my friends. My name is Eric. This is Rome. And we got ourselves a new ship finally. So we were sitting on about 1.5 mil. I'd gone back, I'd done a handful of missions. We were already reasonably close, but I did a bunch of mercenary missions, a few bounty hunter, a couple little things here and there. I recorded a few times, but there was nothing that you needed to learn how to play the game. It was just me cursing because the new FPS AI is much better than it used to be. Me dealing with bugs such as the AI guards deciding that they wanted to shoot me as well as the bad guys, but I can't shoot back without getting a crime stat. Area 18 impounding my ship and relocating me, but never actually relocating me. And then if you stop the game in your infinite relocating, it puts you in a hotel room in Area 18, which are bugged. And as soon as you step out the door, you fall through the floor and you die. So it was one of those, you got to laugh or you'll cry, kind of things. But we got there. So sitting like 1.54 mil, something like that. So I came here to uexcore.space. And I'm going to need to move my face here, I think. We'll put me up here for now. And just typed in spaceships between 1 mil and 1.7 mil, just to see what we've got. And we've got them located here kind of least to most. So Drake Golem. If we wanted to get into mining, Drake Golem's a great shop. Really good ship. Aurora, good ship. More Drake Golems. Slightly different price at various locations, which is why they're listed lots here. Origin 100i. I don't really think so. I mean, I guess if we wanted to just go into racing, maybe. I think that one's a race one. Some Mustangs, the Gamma, the Delta. Now, this is where we start to get into the real stuff, the useful stuff for me, which would be an Avenger Titan. So let's go here. That one's the Renegade. I want just the regular Avenger Titan. This is the one we'd be looking at if we were going to do it. I'm covering it up, but it's a size 4 mount with a Revenant Gatling gun, 2 size 3 with Omsky laser cannons. Obviously, all that can be swapped out. That's not an issue. It happens to have 8 SCUs of cargo, which isn't huge, but it's double what we have right now. It's pretty darn quick with an SCM speed of 260 and a max nav speed of 1425. It is not bad at all. It's got some missiles, bulwark shields, industrial power plant, and some military grade coolers with a really crappy engine, quantum drive. That's ship 1. That's a serious contender for what we're doing. It's got a bed in it. It's a really good ship. It really is. The next one, Nomad. Nomad, again, great ship. I don't think I have a Nomad pulled up. Let's go. Who makes the Nomad? I was thinking Anvil. Am I right? No, I'm not right. Consolidated. There we go. So this one has 24 SCU in like a rear hatch. So it's pretty easy to get to. It has a tractor beam in the back as well to load and unload. It's average speed, 205, kind of 200s right in the middle there, right? So that's our average speed. So it's fine. It's not quick. It's not unstealthy per se. I know it's not showing our IR here, but it's going to be kind of a 10 to 12 with stuff turned on, right? This is and its biggest problem is it has no power plant. The power plant is crap. So it doesn't have enough points. You can do good stuff with a Nomad, but it takes some work and some upgrades to really get it where you want. It runs with 2 size 3 Panthers at the moment. Again, you can change those. And obviously it's got the remote turret, and it's got a bunch of missiles, which is actually really nice. Shields, everything. Power plant's a grade B, but it still doesn't have enough power for everything because it has 3 shields on it, which when you power them up gives you a lot of shields, but it doesn't leave you anything for engine or guns. So it's kind of stuck in no man's land from a performance standpoint, but it is a good little cargo ship. There's no question about it, and it's within our price range and within kind of the ships we should be thinking about. The Titan is a more combat oriented version of it, right? The Nomad's probably the most cargo oriented, just bulk cargo. And if that's what we're going for, that would be a good shout. The Stalker is like the fighter version of a Titan. Hall A, another really good possibility. We've already seen the Hall A. We've used it. I like it a lot, but I can rent them for cheap when I need one. I don't need to own one. I can rent them. So I'm going to pass on that. And then the Origin 315, I think, do I have one of these pulled up? Right here. This one is a Pathfinder Exploration, the exact same thing that our Pisces is. It has 2 size 3 cannons on it. Ballistic cannons right now. Shredders, I'm not huge on shredders, but they're not terrible. It also has a tractor beam, but it's under the nose. This has drop down. It's got 12 SCUs of cargo. It's got 2 platforms that drop down under the belly, and then the nose turret can load stuff up to it. It does also have a couple missiles. I think it'd be 2 size 2, or you could do 4 size 1s, I think, under there is your option. It has all stealth. Stealth grade shields, stealth grade power plant, stealth grade coolers, and stealth grade, industrial grade quantum drive. They're C, but there are a handful of B, and I think even 1 or 2 A's out there that we could potentially get to upgrade this if we wanted to. But it is super stealthy. It's got a cross section of 8. And you can see from the front, that's a 2.6. 8's its biggest cross section, right? 4.2 for EM, and I don't remember what IR is, but it's pretty low. Set up as it is with ballistics, it only needs 1 point into guns. It has 2 coolers. And it is also stupid fast. 260, 1425 nav speed. Again, doesn't have huge shields. They're okay. Guns are better than the Nomad. Well, no, Nomad had 3 3s, right? So maybe this is the worst for guns. So this is where I'm at. I've got this, which is fast. It has 12 SCU, but not many guns. I've got the Nomad, which is kind of in the middle, 24 SCU, but power is an issue, figuring out how you want to deal with the power. And then we've got the Avenger Stalker, which might be the coolest looking one of the group, I think. I mean, this is a pretty ship, but I think the Stalker is probably the cooler looking ship. All 3 of them have a bed. Oh, and then the Stalker has guns. That's it. It's got the least cargo, but the most guns. So you ask, which one did we pick? I picked the Origin, the 315P. This is essentially the next step up from what we have, right? Our Pisces is a exploration ship, whatever they call it, Pathfinder exploration. This is also a Pathfinder exploration. And as I just went through, it is stupid fast. It's got 12 SC of cargo. It's very stealthy, and it has a bed. So let's go take a look at it. We can upgrade the stealth quite a bit, I think. Guns are an issue. But, you know, I talked about what do we want to do. And I kind of mentioned maybe leaning into kind of the smuggling in and out kind of lifestyle, right? And this is stealth. It's fast. It's got just enough cargo to get us into a little bit more of that gameplay than we've been able to do easily right now. And I wasn't comfortable buying a ship for combat when 4.5 is going to completely, patch 4.5 is going to completely redefine combat. We don't know what's going to happen. There's so many balances and patches and issues that are going to happen as armor gets put into the game, and now and engineering gets put in the game, right? Lasers cause fire in ships that have interiors, but ballistics blow stuff up. So ballistics against ships that don't have interiors and lasers against ships that do, or what's better against shields, or how easy is the power plant going to we don't know. We don't know. But what I can do still is pretty regularly decide if I have 12 SCU, I'm going to be able to continue to run some cargo missions that I need to get into and out of. This will also be good for courier missions where sometimes there's a space wreck and you've got to go in and grab an item that's floating in there. And oftentimes it's just floating free. We could grab it with this tractor beam right here, and we could bring it under here. And let's see if I remember the buttons are. There's one. That's the front one. And then is the other one just the other middle one right here? Oh, no, that's the one I just pushed. And then that one? I was thinking there were 2 buttons. Can I? Fine. Or did they just do it as one now? No. I think there's another one, right? Well, maybe not. That might be 6x2. I have a one, not a 315, but I do have a one of this model. Well, maybe I do. I was thinking there were two, and then, but I don't see where the other one would be, so maybe not. Anyway, so the cargo goes right back there. That's essentially what I'm trying to say. Let's go over here to the hatch. How do we... There we go. I hit it on accident. Trying not to get smacked in the head with the ladder. And in we go. Now, this is a ship that if you have money, you can... It's modular. You can go in and pay for additional things. It's not really modular in a sense we can add modules, but it's I can change the sheets, for instance, on the bed. Or I can buy a clock or put a stereo in here. Right? So, now we've got a gun rack right there. We've got storage right here, just regular old everyday storage. So we can say, hey, let's put this spare suit in there. And, you know, I think that's good to put in there. And then down here, let's see, does the fridge open? I thought it was supposed to, but I don't remember if it does or not. Maybe? Definite maybe. Anyway, that's that. And then the bathroom is here. Maybe. It is. Where's the spot I have to be to get to it? Anyway, it's in there. It clearly doesn't want to let me, I don't know why. I mean, that's the button for it. Am I not close enough? Am I too far away from it? Anyway, there's a bathroom in there. We've got a fire extinguisher right there. I don't think there's much more to it at the moment. It's got a lovely little moonroof up here. You can put some cups or some drinks in there. Like if we wanted to, we could go, here we go. Let's carry. And then we will place. Come on. Ooh, what is the server doing? Server looks okay. Why can't I place this drink? I can store it, but I can't place it. I'm not sure why. Alt-H. Let's try taking off our helmet. Let's try this again. Carry. There we go. Place. I think it just fell through our ship. Don't ever change, Star Citizen. Anyway, so this is what I got. So, I do have an idea of a couple missions that we could do. Or some paths to test it. Now, I've got a few things I might want to do. First of all is... There's some mercenary stuff here I'd like to do with, that I've never done. But I'm not seeing them here at the moment. They deal with some orbitable platforms. Some mercenary stuff. We do have some investigation stuff we could do. We could go do some Onyx stuff. That'd be fun. But I was thinking, I mean, we just did this for a video. I know that. But I'm thinking what I would like to do is, oh, here's one of those orbital platform ones. I'm not going to do this one because obviously it requires more than I have. I might just have to wait for the mission to pop back up. Oh, Interstellar, here we go. There's a couple Dead Saints ones. So I could run another set of cryopods in on the way in. And then potentially pick up some drugs while I'm there. We have to go to Brio's Breaker and Fallow. and then bring them back to Area 18. That would be one option. That loop right there would get us 400,000 because, as you can see, I'm broke right now. Alternatively, I like this one a lot. We'd have to rent a ship to do this. Something that handles 128, and we don't really have the cash for it right now. But that's 200,000 right there, just to carry 128 from Orison into Pyro. And these are stations, so we don't have to land at a scary planet. We don't have to deal with that. This should be an easy 200,000. This one requires us to land on, let's see, Fallow Field, Ashland. So Fallow Field and Ashland. So that's 2 planetary landings there. So that's a more sketchy one. And we don't have the cargo capacity to do that one. This one, however, we could do. It pays $258. We collect some drugs at Hex, and we have to go to Rustville, Golden Riviera, and Last Stand. So 3 landings, planetary landings. Also a little bit sketchy, but that's kind of where we're kind of looking at. But what I think is, just like you can make mercenary script, you can make council script. That's for the bad guys. What I was thinking was, I take one of this. I take this one into Pyro. From there, we go to Nyx, and we try a couple courier missions. If we can find an easy mission to go from Pyro to Nyx, then we do that. I think that's the plan. So I'm going to go ahead and accept this. I'm going to go pick this stuff up, and I will see you when we get to Pyro, so we see how it goes. I'm going to go see if I can find my... Oh, you know what I want to do? I want to see if... before we go any farther, let's hop in the seat, and let's open all the doors and see if that other panel drops down. You... That closed. Let's try it again. Yeah. Oh, it's just one, right? Oh, no, there's a second one in back. We got the front one. We didn't get the back one. There we go. There were 2 there. So that's our 12 SCU worth of cargo. Okay. And do we see my... Nope, we seem to have lost my drink. Okay. All right, well... I'll see you when you get to Pyro.
Engines.
You are clear to launch.
Quantum fuel, 100%.
I'm looking at my infrared, excuse me. IR. It's a bit high. I'm going to have to figure out how we can lower that. Now, we've got coolers. Well, we'll figure it out as we go.
Launch complete. Landing gear raised.
Thank you. Please
And we're
visit
gone. We are gone. All right, as we approach the jump gate at a blistering 1,425 meters per second, I think there's a couple logical follow-ups to this ship that are quite a bit more expensive, but I think are probably the next step. I'm going to slow this down a little bit. It's going to bounce us off the back here anyway when we get here because we're moving too quick. Gate's not open yet. Entry requirements met. The first is the Prowler utility, which is very much meant to be a stealth hauler. That's what it is. It's based off the Prowler, which is an alien tech dropship. Instead of essentially a compartment for troops, it's got one for cargo. Kind of the ribs of it open up and you load it from outside. It's very stealthy. And it's a cool little ship. It has some reasonable guns on it. Come on. I like it a lot. I don't think it's the most useful ship in the world, but it does exactly what we're saying we're doing with this character, so to speak, right? Which is, oh, get off the wall there. which is essentially smuggling stealth, small amounts of stuff, but maybe longer trips because we're going interstellar. Oops. Or what have you. So that would be a good follow-up ship. And I think it runs about 16 mil. Well, we're there. So I suppose we could get out at this point. We've got plenty of fuel. I did refuel at Pyro Gateway. The other one would be a Mercury Star Runner, which is a bigger ship, and it's not stealthy per se. It's meant to be the Millennium Falcon. It's meant to be really fast. It has a specific smuggler's cargo hold, which is to say it's just got a second small cargo hold behind a fake panel. There's no game mechanics to do that. But at the moment, but maybe there will be one day. I just blacked out. All right. I don't really see anybody in the area. 31 people on the server. I'm just going to start us this way. And where do we need to go? Okay. Bloom. Can we just type Bloom in? Will that let us go there? Love when you're sitting here at blind and it's like, yeah, maybe we'll do what you need to do. Okay. So anyway, the Mercury Star Runner is supposed to be a fast smuggler ship. It's got pretty good cargo, like 110 or 130 or something like that. Whereas I want to say the Prowler has like 64, maybe. You get to a 32 on each side, I think. And then it also is meant to do data running, but that's not in the game yet. Kind of hacking data running is not in the game. Otherwise, we could have gone for the beginner one, which is actually a really cool, really fast ship, but has no cargo hold, no guns. It's got one game loop which doesn't exist yet. And it's based on the name, but I do own it on my other character, and I do like it a lot. It's completely useless. And it's like 700,000 or something like that. Anyway, so, but the thing is, they didn't actually make it that fast. It does require multiple people. It's not a single player vehicle. It's got a couple turrets. It really, to get anything out of its guns, it needs more people. So it'd be a multiplayer ship that only half of its role is there, and it doesn't actually live up to its reputation on top of that. So the Prowler's probably the better option, which is why I don't own a Mercury Star Runner, never bought one, even though I have paint schemes for it that I purchased, because it just looks cool. It's a little bit like the Intrepid in that it's got that kind of asymmetric, Millennium Falcon design. So yeah, I think those are the next two possibilities, and like I said, 16, 17 mil in there somewhere is what we got to shoot for to get to that, which honestly, I mean, we got to the 1.5 mil pretty quick. It's 10 times that. It took us a couple days really to get that. So it's definitely not out of sight. Or we could go for maybe the beginning of one of the other game loops. We could go into mining. We could go into salvaging, for instance, and get ourselves a fortune. Or the new Salvation, the new starter salvaging ship.
75%.
So, or we could go for more of a utility ship like Cutlass Black that we could put a vehicle in. And then we could do the other type of bunkers that you got to kind of drive into, or maybe go get a rock, which is a mining dune buggy, essentially, mining tractor, and have something to carry that out. Or there's the Atlas Geo, which is an exoskeleton based off of a cargo hauling exoskeleton. Have you ever seen the movie Aliens? That's what Ripley's in, that big exoskeleton. That's what they ripped off for this. Anyway, they have a mining version of it. So more than hand mining like we did in prison, less than the Rock can do, but doesn't take as much space either. So you could toss that in the back of something and go out and do something. So you could go for like a cargo something. And we could get something pretty cheap like that. You could probably put one of those in the back of the Drake cutter. right? The starter ship, without too much trouble. So we've got some options as to where to go next. Just kind of see how it goes. But wait for the cooling. I'm like, why is the button not clicking? So I think the immediate future is to build up our bank account. I'm down to 31,000, which is the lowest, obviously, it's ever been. And then maybe upgrade a couple of components. I'm looking at an upgraded quantum engine. You can buy a Stealth B, Class B. Now, it's not as fast as the one we have now. It's only about 80% as fast in quantum jump.
Deactivated.
But it is significantly stealthier. If you take a look at us now, you can see that we have an EM of 28.7. That means you can see me 30 kilometers away, essentially. Well, with the background radiation, about 25. And 13 for our infrared. So the Zephyr, which is the other engine, would bring that down. Let me get my notes right here. Would bring down the EM from 24,800 to 7,500. So again, that would get us under 10. And IR would be from 190, 193, which isn't huge, down to I think 42.9. But that's a much stealthier. But it's not as fast. It's not quite as fuel efficient. The Goliath right now can do 180 galactic miles, gigameters, whereas the Zephyr can only do 150, right? So not quite as efficient on fuel, but a lot sneakier. Now, we're not going to run with those engines up very often when we need to be stealthy, but we got to start figuring things out, especially because, our infrared right now is about 13, and I would like that to be kind of below our big cross section. I'd like that to be under 10 for sure, and preferably we can get it down to 8. So all of our stealth components are class C. So if we can get some of that up to B or A, that would be great. Okay. Either a Valkyrie or a Asgard, but it looks like it's sideways. Is it moving? It is moving. It's on our way out. Let's go this way. Let's try to stay out of his way. He's not moving quickly. Oh, missiles on the way. So somebody's shooting at somebody. I don't know that he's far enough away for us to sneak in there. I mean, in theory, he can see us now. Well, we're about 10, in theory. Because we got a little bit of background radiation. I don't want to run into the ground. I'm looking at my elevation here. Alright, I lost him. He's big, so I assume that means he's gone. Alright, let's see if we can get in here. Although I did have something unknown out there. Nope, that's on the ground. That's probably just minerals. We're in a mountainous area. Let's try not to run into a mountain. That would be nice too. It's possible he was doing a mission to blow something up, and they have a missile turret here that was shooting at him rather than another ship dealing with that sort of stuff. Hard to say, though. It does have turrets. It is Prosperity. So he was probably doing a mission for the bad guys, so to speak. I guess they're not necessarily the bad guys. But the... is this where we had to go find the top of the mountain last time? Oh, there it is right there. Oops, wrong direction. Let's bring our nose up. Is it up? No, it's not. Never is. Oh, where's the other one? There, great. I don't know if there's enough light for us to make this into a thumbnail or not. Did it complete? I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy taking a look at screenshots. Contracts. History. Hauling. We've got money in the bank again, boys. Soup's on! Now let's get out of here. We'll head up to whatever the station is here. And we will skedaddle. I did learn that the tractor beam is only when you're in space because the front landing gear blocks your access to your cargo. So, yeah.
Shield system inactive.
That's a thing. Oh, it's obituary. Yeah, we can go there. We're more or less halfway there anyway. Just flip around backwards. So, I think we go here, we top up our fuel.
Activated.
We take a look at what our options are. Maybe I take you inside obituary. I think we're in the bottom here.
Shield system active.
Oops, we'll go this way. There we go. And we see what our options are. Like I said, I kind of like to go to Nick's next because there are some courier missions that I think we could try using the tractor beam with. And then we can kind of figure out where we want to go from there. I think like the landing stuff is right there-ish. Right in front of us. I see somebody escaping there. Oh, yeah, I wasn't too far off.
Landing gear.
That's probably our...
deployed.
Should have been our... If I was prepared, that should have been our screenshot right there. So I talked earlier about some stations that have the drones already here, physicalized in the hangars. I mean, I don't know if they'll look like, but that's what that is up there.
Welcome.
Engines inactive.
I did fire some flares when that missile was out, so let's... So yeah, there's a drone up there. So this is obituary. Kind of all the hangars are similar to this. Little server's a little sketchy. Moment. Internal transit. Go. So this is the main deal. There's a refinery, I believe, that direction. And then the main kind of station is in this way. Actually, I think you take an elevator. Maybe there's an elevator? I don't remember. So we've got shops in our contested zones and our hospital here. So our hospital's right over here. So if you want to stay here, rage. You go in there and set your spawn. Just like you would anywhere else. Public habitation. What we got this way? Yeah, so I think this is the living quarters back in here, I believe. And then shops are this way. So, you have all the normal shops, except the food's not as good. Well, it doesn't look as good anyway. I mean, here, I'll take you up here. All right, you can get some rats, you know, on a stick. You know, I guess that's the primary thing here. Some noodles, that's not too bad. You can get some dirty water. It says it's filtered. I'm not sure it is. All right, and then I'm just gonna hop down here.
You need something? Got some stuff here.
But you know, you've got all your normal stuff there. What was that? I saw some grubs. I could have sworn I saw grubs. Yeah, no more grub, right? It's protein. Extra thick armor. So all your normal shops. But then you also have what are called contested zones. Is there a gun I want? Nah. We do have some money. Now, hold on, let me look. I'm pretty sure we can buy the Zephyr in Pyro. The question is, can we buy it at Obituary? No, it's at Stanton Gateway. Okay. Contested this direction. Just follow the signs, essentially. There's actually a couple entrances to contested, so you go this way. And contested zones are essentially PvPvE zones. You get keys, you unlock doors, and if you can get enough keys from enough different contested zones, then you can go to the executive hangar, and you can get everything up to including special ships. Pretty cool. Even in these, you can get really good components. So, for instance, you can't buy all of the military grade or stealth grade, but you can find them in here. So it's a fun thing to do, especially if you got a couple friends to go in with. Solo, it's a little bit more nerve-wracking. You got to be really careful, but you know, you go with a couple friends and it's a good time. I haven't done the executive hangar, but I have done some contested zone stuff and have really enjoyed it. So those are here. Each of them have their own, and you kind of have to complete all of them to get the keys to then go on to the executive. I don't know. Looking to see if there's a... I need a thumbnail for this one. I don't know what it's going to be yet. All right. Let's, as long as we're here and we're safe, we'll stand over here in this lovely little area here. Do some barbecue. Let's take a look, see what our contract options are. We would like to get to Nyx. We'd like to make some more money. So hauling Interstellar. We got some Ling family here. That takes us back to Calliope, the Genie Point. Back to Stanton as well. All right, all that takes us to Stanton. What is this hauling? First haul in system. Could do that. That's well within what our goal is for this, but I think for now, I want to go to Nyx, not another one here. Delivery. Obituary clinic stroll. So this is your first kind of courier mission, I suppose, right? The entrance inside Obituary above Pyro to the clinic inside Obituary. So there's just a box. You just pick it up and you walk it in, right? How much does it pay? $6 grand. Not going to do it, but it's there. Unverified. Nope, we don't want to go back there. Nope, don't have it for that. So I'm just gonna fly to Nyx then. We'll just deadhead it. It'd be nice to make some money on the flight, but we're doing okay. All right, we've got plenty of fuel, so I'm just gonna roll us through here. Let's hop over here. We'll just use a landing platform, if I can see one, to refuel again. These all look like right there, maybe right there. There's our our landing platform. Let me slow down a little bit. We don't need to go crashing into it at 600 meters per second. We just want someplace to sit down, refuel, and check our missions now that we're in a new system.
Landing gear deployed.
Okay. Well, we'll wait till we're down, then we can get our fueling going on.
Complete.
Oh, I didn't want out completely. I just wanted to hear.
Quantum fuel 100%.
All right, we've got some options. We've got 2 delivery ones here. Red Wind. And minimal combat's expected on this one. None is expected on this one. So Red Wind we're okay, except let's start with the Red Wind one, and then we'll do the other one. We could do them both at once, but I don't want to die and lose both of them.
Launch complete.
All right, I don't expect anything here. One of them mentioned combat, one of them didn't. So I'm assuming this one doesn't have it. So we're going to try to grab this. I did see that there's a Dead Saints one that's similar, that does mention a little bit of combat, light combat. So we'll have to... Maybe we'll do that one next. Bring this down, my cruise down, so we can come in here slow. Can't tell if it's inside or just on the other side. Looks like it's inside. Yep, okay. Well, let's see if there's another entrance that's closer. Oh, there's an entrance right there. Oh. Okay. All right.
Engines inactive.
Let's see if this one's gonna be as big of a pain to get in and out of as the other one with the ladder. At least I remembered my whoops. I remembered my helmet this time. See if it will stay on there when we put the hatch up. Maybe? Alternatively, we could have brought it in with us. But I want to see if they stay there so that if we do want to use the tractor beam, we know that we can put stuff there. All right.
landing gear deployed.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Engines inactive.
All right, that one's done. Are we getting paid? Wonder if it... I mean, it said complete, but I don't know if it actually completed. Looks like... Oh, yeah, it did. We got the money. All right, so the next one I'm thinking of is an unverified delivery for the Dead Saints. Now, we've got two of them. We've got the Bits and Zeros one. This is apparently similar, right? So pick something up, nothing but scavs. But we'll go for this one first because it's Dead Saints. We already have faction with them. And then this one goes to Levski, which we haven't been to yet. So I think that makes sense. So we'll work for Twitch. I mean, there's nobody worse than Twitch. So clearly they are the bad guys, but we'll go for it. I don't know what this thing's going to fight like. I don't know if these guns are going to be good or bad. But we didn't have the money to change them out, so...
Engines active. Quantum fuel 100%.
It'd be nice if the doors would open.
You are clear
Try
to
that.
launch.
There we go. These are small enough. I'm wondering actually if we were going to do these, if I would have been better off going with the Avenger Titan. But that's okay. I like this one. And if we want an Avenger Titan, we could get it easily enough. They're not that expensive.
Thank you. And please visit again.
Inactive. Quantum drive activated. Quantum drive deactivated. Contact. Shield system active.
All right, we see the one guy there. We put gimbal on. I'm going to slow us down a little bit. Oh, yeah, he's in a cutter. We're fine. I'm going to slow us down a lot so that we'll be more maneuverable. I have no idea what the range of these is. Short, but everything's short recently, and I haven't really adjusted to the newer, shorter ranges yet. This seems to be okay. Ballistics at the moment penetrate shields, so they start doing hull damage before they, even before they take the shields down.
Under attack.
he finally realized he was under attack. I'm going to slow down even more. Oh, there's another guy there. Problem with ballistics is, well, you only have so much ammo. So you don't want to just spray and pray too much. We'll warp out. Give our shields a chance to recover.
Achieved missile lock.
Go back to guns. Whoops.
Shields under attack.
That is not the appropriate target. Our audio has changed dramatically. My shields have taken some damage. Again, let's get out of here. Get our shields up. I've got a missile left. She hasn't said lock yet.
Achieved missile lock. Contact. Hostile eliminated. Shields under attack.
I don't know if the audio is bad in the game or if it's just in my headphones, but it is terrible in my headphones at the moment. See if we can get a loop on him here. I'm going to zoom out, get my shields back up. Yeah, with these guns and these shields, it is not particularly brilliant in combat.
Contact.
I don't think we have any more missiles. We do not. Alright, we're going to death roll in on him.
Shields.
Yep, that was the wrong one. Oh, there we go. I don't know about this, guys. Still have ammo left. It's the whole game that's audio's bad. It's not just the guns that are doing it. Oh, we just about got him, right? Oh no, I thought he was in worse shape than he was. Oh well, I've got shields right now and he doesn't, so that's... Spun around quick. Alright, we get a little bit... can't even keep the shields down. There we go, we got him a little bit red.
Hostile eliminated.
Alright. So we can do it, but we need to be a little bit tougher if we're going to do it. Maybe we don't want all stealth. Maybe, actually, probably just better guns would help, but... Oh, did I not? I might not have power to him. Hold on. Can I not pick it up? Okay, well that's a little weird. It was like connected to something. I got it. It thought it was connected to a ship, like it was. So you had to. The same way you take components off of a ship, you had to take components off of that. So, for instance, this gun. Will it let me? Can I take that gun? Not sure why it won't let me do that, but that was the issue. We'll just get back in the seat and we'll close all the doors. How about that? How about that door, huh? I'm going to win that fight. There we go. All right. As I recall, there was something right underneath me. The rest of the ship wasn't there. There it was. Let us see where we're supposed to go now. Oh, that's that. Oh, that's the Reliant. Have anything on it that we care about? Probably not. Has the same shield we have. But he's got Badgers.
Shield system inactive.
Oops, popped up. Did I just take power away from the cooler by turning that on? Probably. Yes, that is what happened. Fair enough. So there's a hole through the whole thing, so it goes straight through, right? So you can go in from the bottom and then go down the go up the borehole to the top. We're just going to come in from the top. And it always drops you out of ways. He's got his light on, so I'm assuming he's happy, or he wouldn't be showing his light to broadcast to who he is everywhere. So one thing we could do, we could try renting a shiv from Gray's. I haven't used one before. I did rent one on my other character, and as soon as I warped in to do one of these types of missions, there was a Perseus sitting there right behind my warp-in point. And I warped in, I was taking a drink, and put my drink down, and as I'm reaching to the mouse, my ship just disintegrated. Even if I hit the shields or something, I would have been dead so fast. So that's the only time I've flown the Gray's Shiv. It's essentially a hodgepodge Drake Cutlass Black. Think that. But it does look like a fun ship. I don't believe it's not available to buy in game or even in rent. Well, you can rent it for free, I think, at the moment. So we could try that if it's still available. Coming in at the wrong angle. You can't see anything from here, huh? I apologize. We do look cool, though, don't we? Like a shark. There we go. Levski. Where did they get me? Inside there. Okay. Turn on our light because there's a lot of traffic in here.
Landing gear deployed. Landing complete.
Oh, is it going to cost us more to repair than we're going to make on the mission? No. Well, 400. Okay, so about 10 grand, but that's because we used missiles. We didn't actually take that much damage, as it turns out.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System. Your vehicle has been moved to our storage facility. Please visit us again.
No, Gray's is in Pyro, huh? Damn it. Well, let's see what's up. Let's see what it teaches.
So either the system's broken or someone's siphoning off water from us. We really need to figure out
So item shop. Let's see if there's anything here that we want. I need potentially better shield generators. This is what we have right here, the size 1C. So yeah, nothing there. Coolers. We've got these heat safes. No, we have heat sinks? No, I think we have these, the heat safe, size 1 grade C. So we could upgrade to these. These are... Wait, are those... Do we need size 1 or 2? Hold on. I need size 1 coolers. Yeah, I need the vapor block is what I need to upgrade to. Yeah, don't have it. Power plant? I would like a Delta Max. Nope.
I've been thinking about packing up everything, heading out somewhere new for a fresh start.
Some fuses.
Few resources, and I can just fabricate anything else I need. I feel like it'd do my soul some good to get back to basics.
Quantum drive. I have the Goliath. I would, whoops. I would like the Zephyr. Now the Drift is also a stealth that has full speed and the full fuel. Why is it? Oh, it's even slower. I'm sorry. It's slower, but it has all the it has the same range. So I'd be able to go just as far. I would just go slower. But otherwise, you know what? We might do that. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and buy the Drift.
Perfect. All right, let me confirm your preferred destination here. Okay, I'll have it sent to your hangar.
So now what we can do is, essentially that mission paid for this plus a little bit, or minus a little bit. So now we can go here, and we can go to our vehicles, and we can go to our 315. Now when you're changing engines, you always need to remove this first, because otherwise it will remove it for you and make it a pain in the butt to put back on. So now we've got a quantum drive, and we will switch from this to this.
Something's wrong with my house ventilation system.
Then go back to propulsion and add that. There we go. So the other thing we could look at is guns. We need some size 3 guns that don't suck. So let's go gun.
I appreciate your input. You always put an
We need size 3. We could go attritions. I actually like attritions a lot. They're not as good for really fast stuff because they don't have a super high projectile speed, but they hit like a truck. So it'd either be those or I think the Panther's the size 3 or the Panther. Hold on, I've got another screen pulled up here. Let me take a look. So I've got attrition 3s or Panthers. The attrition has a lot more sustained DPS. The other thing is what's probably going to take place is going to be the deadbolt. Appears to be what at the moment looks like is going to be kind of the new thing, right? Let's see, deadbolt 2 versus attrition. Deadbolt is going to be quite a bit less sustained, 344 versus 543. And it looks like at the moment we could get 17 shots off before it overheats. Whereas the attrition, we'd get 75 ammo max, it says, in 5 seconds. That's not too bad. Kind of attritions might be it. Do they have the deadbolt? They don't. I might get a couple of attritions then. They're really expensive. Do I have the money for 2 of these? That's going to take us back down to the 30,000.
Perfect. All right, let me confirm your preferred destination here. Okay, I'll have it sent to your hangar.
Oh, I don't know if that was a good idea. What are these missiles? I would like to change these to IR missiles as well. But I think for the moment, we'll stick with what we got.
1 second while I bring it up. You'll be good to go.
I need you to keep your eyes and ears open about this. Folks talk more freely. Any security concerns you want to flag?
All right, so my next question is there rentals here or just cells? Rentals. Okay. Avenger Titan. I do not have enough money, but we could rent one from here.
She used to say, acknowledge the evil you see, but don't let it change you. I always have that in
Huh.
mind.
I wonder what the Teach's special does extra.
Heard some scuttle.
But we could do that as well. We make our money with that.
I need you to keep your eyes and ears open about this. Folks talk more freely around.
Although Hull A is a lot more expensive to rent here.
To flag?
Okay. So one more mission. If we don't like the way our guns work, we could rent a Titan to do a couple missions. Right? One mission, it would pay for itself.
Not sure if you ever met my grandma, but she used to say,
Okay. Well, I'm going to do some more missions. And I will see you guys later. Have fun. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Cheers.